Spacey Sims, and we are back with more ColorX Malice Unlimited in Shiraishi's route. I love it. I love him so much. Anyway, we're just continuing where we left off. Ta-da! And we are in Shiraishi's perspective, and we just went to the bathroom. So anyway, let me get the Shiraishi voice back on. Spacey moved away and headed to the bathroom with a towel and change of clothes. She had no idea how her behavior was stirring up my emotions. I'm sure she's just saying everything straight from her heart. But I got worried and wanted to know what Spacey was really thinking. I think we just told you everything we were actually thinking. I think we don't there was no filter there. I nonchalantly asked her and she landed a monster of a counterpunch. She said it has to be me. That made me feel ticklish and my face hotter. I love how he's such a tough motherfucker. Like, he's like insulting you and like whatever, and he's just like, you know, basically inhuman. Right? I'm not a human, I'm just whatever. But then we're like, I love you. And he's like, ah. He just turns into like a fucking mess. Like, us just liking him and being like, no, I love you is just fucking throws his whole world off kilter. And he's like, I don't know how to deal with this. And wait, what? And he's the giggly, embarrassed one. I like that. I just love him so much more. You're like, oh, you strange, strange man. Oh, he's adorable. Anyway. Spacey really thinks of me as someone special that can't be replaced. Mikuni, I never imagined that this day would come. Back then, I wasn't allowed to have dreams of my own like a normal human being. This was only possible with his sacrifice. Mikuni, what did you really want? If you wished for my death, I'm not gonna do it, Shiraishi! Is this chapter 3 now? Every single time we stop a part and we're like, okay, well, you know, I don't know, this thing's gonna go like 6 hours. It's 2 minutes in. 2 minutes later and we're on to the next perfect stop. Anyway. Number 14, you pass. You're allowed to leave. Yes. I'm not sure what... I'm assuming he's a child at this point. I don't know. Anyway. Number 13, you stay behind. You have 3 negative marks. Do you understand why you received them? Yes. I'll be reporting this to the superiors. You stand by here. I'm wondering if 13 is... what's his face? Understood. What's with that look? You're laughing at my failure, aren't you? We're the same, and no doll is better or worse than another. We're not the same. You and I are different. I'm more useful than you. Yeah, this is definitely fucking Kurose or Tachibana, whatever you want to call him. That thinking is dangerous. You're not controlling your emotions. Don't look down on me. I'll never fail again. As an agent of God, failure's not an option. You there! What are you talking about? I'm sorry! With your exceptional ability, I'm sure we'll be able to send you on missions to the outside world in a few years. You were raised in here, so the outside world will be full of completely unknown experiences for you. It's really funny that, like, Shiraishi is older than Mikuni. He's, like, a foot taller than him almost. Like, you know, like, he's supposed to be older, and then here's this, like, fucking Rei Mikuni is, like, fucking 8, like, and Shiraishi's like, I'm like a teenager. What the fuck is happening? So, that makes it way more fucked up. It's amusing, because you're like, it's kind of adorable. He's like, you listen to me! I'm the one in charge! And then it's like, but then the implications of that are like, oh, that's disturbing as fuck. Let's not go deeper. Let's just be like, this is kind of amusing. It'll be a challenge deciding when to behave like a member of Adonis and when to be a normal person. So to you who are about to take that first step into the future, I give these. Are these leather shoes? Correct. I had it made based on calculations of your projected growth. Is it common to wear these kinds of shoes in the outside world? It's even sadder. Poor baby Shiraishi's never been outside. It's like, what is that glowing thing in the sky that hurts? It's called the sun. Ah! What is this thing that's pushing me? It's the wind. It's okay. Simmer down. Like, oh, this is the music in the game. I'm like, what is that noise? Under 9 that keeps coming every once in a while. Anyway, that will be up to you to find out. It's so sad. Just as he said, I was dispatched on a mission in the outside world a few years from then. I wore the leather shoes given to me and stepped outside the sandbox. There were people who wore leather shoes, and there were some who did not. But not a single person was exactly the same. Everyone was different. I thought I knew that, but the world was filled with so many different colors. I had my own dwelling. I shopped for things that were not given to me by the organization. It became a daily occurrence for me to talk to people who were not from Adonis. This had to be so hard, though. Like, they trained you, but did they also train you how to, like, act like a normal person while keeping you in a weird underground bunker where you couldn't actually act, like, or just, like, interact with other people? Because, like, I mean, we know he's weird, but people who interact with people on a daily basis are weird. You've met me, right? Hello. Like, but, and then there's people even weirder than me that you're like, you grew up in normal society and you're strange. But, I mean, I'm just concerned that, like, nobody saw this. Like, he's out there and he's like, how does this work? Your credit card? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So weird. Like, this poor man's like, my God, there's people out here. Yeah, so you're all wearing shoes. Do we wear shoes outside? Yes, we do. Oh my God. It's like an alien. He's literally like a fucking alien. But I feel like aliens would be able to fake it better. Like, I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying. Previously, I had the same daily routine. But now, not a single day was the same. Oh, what should I do with these shoes? I wore the shoes given to me by Bakuni until they wore out. But I can now purchase shoes with the money I'd earned. It was no longer useful. I should throw it out as garbage, but I should keep it. I kept it in a box and kept it deep inside my shoe closet. He has a whole shoe closet. Okay, this is why I love this man. I'm sure that's not what you meant, but you have a whole closet just for your shoes? Get Spacey excited. I have to share my shoe closet and my clothes closet. There's not enough room for both of them. I saw the box time and time again, but I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. Why didn't I think of throwing it away? Because I wasn't ordered to. But I wasn't ordered to keep it either. It's weird. I didn't hesitate to throw anything else away. Maybe there's something wrong with me. It's sentimentality. That makes you human, sweetie. It's okay, baby. 4:21, 6:48 a.m. Smack Shiraishi awake. Look at the wristband! Before I blow up! Just kidding. One morning, something caught my eye. It was Shiraishi's face. I mean, you have to check in every hour. And it's like his eye scan, so he has to be awake. So you have to like pry his eye open. And it's like 3 a.m. and you're like, you get nothing more than like 45-minute naps. Jesus. Morning. I jumped awake and looked around. Huh? I set the alarm for the iris recognition mode, but I didn't remember hearing the alarm. Oh, I made the iris recognition reset every hour. Huh? The only thing required for the recognition is my eye, so you can stay asleep. And that's why I killed the alarm. But doesn't that mean you haven't been sleeping at all? And don't worry, I'm fine without sleeping for a few days. I've been trained that way. No, but it was a great experience observing you sleep last night. There's nothing interesting about watching me sleep? Okay, that I understand her being awkward about. Because I'm sorry. I know they play it in games and movies like, oh, it's so romantic. No, have you ever watched anyone sleep? We all look stupid. There is no like, oh, it's so cute. No, it's like, your face is all slack. You're probably drooling and like, nobody looks cute when they sleep. Like, you look ridiculous. That's not true. I patted you on the head and you mumbled ever so cutely. What else did you do? Beats me. I love that he's sticking his tongue out at us. Oh, it's so cute. Shiraishi smiled suggestively, and that made me hate him a little bit. I was so worried about you. Shiraishi appeared to be fine. I suppose his training paid off. He even looked healthier than before. I mean, slightly mentally healthier. Not much, but slightly. I washed my face and got changed, and breakfast was served to me. Oh, you eat here too. Yes. You don't live communally like some prison. You wrote about it in the letter, but isn't it lonely to eat all alone? I've been alone more often than I haven't been, so that part's fine, but I guess I like the food you make much better. He stopped eating, and Shiraishi smiled gently as if he reminisced of the past. Cat omurice? Cat? Is it because we shaped it into a cat? Because otherwise the implications are gross. But anyway. Cat omurice pasta soup. They were so warm and tasted so gentle. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Oh, away. Notification on my tablet. I made them hoping that he'd like it. Thinking back on it made me feel bashful. I'm sure you put your heart into it. I hope I get the chance to eat something like that again. He received better treatment and living arrangements than other prisoners. A single officer kept watch on him, and he continued to cooperate with the investigation. All the while, he wallowed in guilt. That was much harsher than I thought, and it was certainly lonelier, too. But Shiraishi did something that deserved that punishment, and he knew it, too. So that's why he must think that even the smallest of his wishes can't come true. He probably thought that people who committed crimes weren't allowed to desire anything. But is there anything I can do for him? Just love him. Just fucking love the fuck out of him. I looked at Shiraishi as he quietly ate, and something came to mind. I should ask Minagishi later. If I can just get permission, Shiraishi will be so surprised. What are you smiling about? Huh? Oh, well, I saw cat number 1 the other day. I just happened to think about its habits and the expression it makes. Shiraishi laughed at the excuse I whipped up on the spot. I know what you mean. Number 1 is always so lazy and slow. She's so funny. Yeah. I mentally apologized to number 1 as I nodded. Speaking of which, I didn't see number 13 anywhere. That's why I was a little worried. Shiraishi? Number 13. He was a proud one. Huh? Really? He seemed really friendly to me. He's thinking number 13 in the, in Adonis, and she's thinking the cat, Oh, right. He used to be a house cat, so he's good at charming people. That's so sad. I'm sorry. That breaks my heart more than Shiraishi being in prison. Okay, maybe not as much, but he used to be a house cat. But then you just throw him out? We're kidding. Unless he ran away, but if you knew he was a house cat, someone's like, yeah, it was our cat, but we just decided we didn't want to name him. People who do that are awful. Look, if you lose your cat or it gets out and it runs away, it's not your fault. And you try to find your cat and then you can't find your cat and then he's out there wandering around 2 towns over and you don't know. But just the people who were I don't want this anymore, throw it out. You don't do that with fucking children. Oh, I'd be so wrong. We don't do it with fucking animals. Fuck you, you suck. It's different when it's I love my cat, but I'm so deathly allergic to it, I have to find a better home for it. Or, but they I don't want my birds anymore, I'm just gonna throw them outside, whatever, they'll figure it out. That's so fucking awful! Oh my god. I only tell my birds I'm gonna throw them outside when they're being assholes. I would never actually do it. They wouldn't last 1 fucking day on the creek, okay? He knows how to take advantage of his looks. He's quite formidable that way. I still can't forget him. It seemed like Shiraishi was still holding a bit of a grudge towards number 13. Multiple ways. Multiple number 13s. Now that we're lovers, there's no need for him to be so jealous. After we finished eating, Shiraishi looked at the armband that I was wearing. I've been thinking about this ever since you've been wearing that armband. Do you think I should meet Kurose? Even though you know Kurose is after your life? As long as we don't take the ignition device from Kurose, your safety can't be guaranteed. I know, low battery. You're gonna have to suck it up and deal, thing. We got 45 minutes left. It's because I didn't plug them in because I've been playing, and I was I don't plug them in, but they were unplugged for Yanagi's route and for this, so it's just too much time for them to be undocked. I gotta get a charging thing for them because it's kind of a pain in the ass to pop them onto my... I guess it's no different than popping them off this pop. I just like the PlayStation or the Xbox where I can have it permanently plugged in and I don't have to worry. But such is the life of owning a Switch. Anyway. Although it'll take a while, Sasuzuka and the others should be able to find a way to get it off you. But Kurose won't be that patient. He even said as much. It wouldn't be strange for him to target someone at the detective agency. Shiraishi, you must be worried about Yanagi and the others. They're fine, upstanding people. They don't shy away from hardships, and they always put forth the effort. And yet, I don't want them to be harmed just because they associated with me. Shiraishi, what he was most afraid of wasn't death. The situation was very similar to when he tried to protect me from Zero. But I'm most worried about you. And because you have that armband, you need to come with me. I want to protect you, but I'll put you in danger again. Well, I'm already in danger right now, so I mean, like, it's okay. Please don't blame yourself. It's my responsibility. This is on me. Actually, kind of is. I mean, yes, indirectly, you're the reason I have the wristband on, but I'm also more the reason because I chased after him when I fucking shouldn't have because I'm an idiot. He would have found another way to get the armband on me, and then, you know. His idea of putting the armband on me was because he wanted to get back at you, so. But I'm the one that ran after him and got the armband, so. I guess we're both to blame. I'm going to give myself a little bit more of the blame in this situation, but. Kurose doesn't intend to kill me right away. He wants to take advantage of this armband to get you to go outside. Right. Kurose will try to eliminate me at all costs. But I wonder if that's all. What do you mean? If he simply needs to kill traitors because of his orders, he wouldn't take this roundabout way. He'd just take the shortest route to kill me. There were people who failed missions or betrayed, and I've seen them be removed. But Adonis never employed torture. But from Kurose's actions and from your conversation, he's trying to deal as much pain as possible before killing me. Because he's jealous that you are better than him. I mean, he's number 13 in the thing. We know it. Obviously. That's why that flashback was there. In other words, that means he was ordered to do so this time? Possibly. But if it's his own doing, I want to know why. There were too many unknowns surrounding Shu Kurose. You can assume he was another Adonis agent, but he was trying to find out more about Shiraishi. It could involve Mikuni, too. As long as he was involved with Adonis, Mikuni deserved reprimand. He was nothing but a vicious criminal in society's eyes. But you don't want to remain ignorant about it? Is that what you mean? Is it weird for me to think that way? No, I'd like to know more about him if he had so much of an influence on you. I won't justify crimes in any way, but it's natural for people to worry about those closest to them. Natural, huh? I'm in no position to have any desires granted. You're free to have hopes. I also have many dreams that I'd like to come true with you. So I can't die just yet. I have to meet Kurose. But I didn't know whether I should... But I don't know whether I should drag her into this mess. Sounds like something that Shiraishi would be saying in his head. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay. Oh. Okay, that makes more sense now. I feel like they should have put quotes around that. But I don't know whether I should drag her into this mess. I'm sure that's what Shiraishi was thinking. Quotes around that would have helped not be confused, but okay. Then it came to a conclusion. There was only one thing for me to do. Sometimes it's necessary to take a stand. 2 is better than 1, they say. Now I realize what an amazing girl I've met. He smiled and held out his right hand to me. I hope he gets out of fucking prison, because if we end this route and chapter 4 and he's back, I'm gonna be fucking mad. This man deserves to be free. Just let him out. He has to pay for his crimes, I get it. But it's long enough? A few months. A few months for being in a terrorist organization. No, not really, but okay. Shh. Logic out the window in these games. I know, I try to apply logic sometimes. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And now I'm like, fuck your logic. Look, I only want logic when it suits me, okay? Spacey, will you fight with me? Of course. Until now, Shiraishi tended to treat his own life as if it were a tool. That was why he never feared danger and pressed forward without hesitation. That made me sad. Me too. But he's different now. I took his hand and gripped it tightly. I won't let Shiraishi be killed. I won't let Shiraishi be killed. We should have said that more passionately. 4:21, 10:16 a.m. When Minagishi arrived, we discussed our plans. We already decided this together, but considering the look on Minagishi's face, the situation had changed. And there are 2 issues to report. I have good news and bad news. Let's hear the good news first. Upon hearing that, Minagishi slid some documents from an envelope. He's like, the good news, nobody's dead. What's the bad news? This is... Shiraishi and I looked through it, and Minagishi put it away after we were done. Shiraishi gets to be released? The mission plan will be relayed to you later. There's a need to act prudently. Yeah, that's the best decision. So what's the bad news? This just happened, but Kurose's moved again. After Minagishi said that, he took a folded letter out of his inner pocket. What's this? A homeless person brought it to Shinjuku Station, saying someone wanted him to hand this to us. According to forensics, it uses the same ink as the first announcement letter. Meaning that it was very likely that it was Kurose. Could it be related to the removal of the armband or some other demand? I looked at the letter. Oh god, yeah. Shiraishi and Spacey Hoshino. Shiraishi and Spacey Hoshino, that's so lovely! He's gonna take my name? I know that's his last name, but still. He doesn't, like, he gives my full name, but not Shiraishi. That's whatever. How do you like your present? We're finally reunited, so I'm sure you'd rather not be bored and stuck in a room. Let's make some memories and enjoy a day at the amusement park to our heart's content. Triple date! I'll make it unforgettable. Regards. I bet he's planning to blow me up. An amusement park? I was not expecting that. Look, if I'm gonna die, I want to go on a roller coaster. So, like, I mean, I guess blow me up on one. It's not really what I want to have happen, but sure. Or like, then you like whatever. Which Final Destination was it? Just because there's like 80 of them now. It's one of the earlier ones where like fucking roller coaster, and then they're just like hang. Okay, that's terrifying. But like, there's an episode of CSI where the roller coaster goes flying, and then and everybody died. That okay? You're like but you're like at the same time you're like wee, this is terrifying. Like, you know, you're having fun on the roller coaster, goes flying off the track, and there's that moment of, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but it's kind of fun. Like, that, you'd go out really fast, not be Final Destination where it's hanging upside down and you're like, oh god, because that's terrifying. Just the idea of a roller coaster getting stuck and you're upside down and the blood's rushing your head, and then the harness is released and then you're dangling precariously, and then you know you're gonna fall because I have no upper body strength, and like, and then you go plummeting back. Okay, no, not like that. Not the Final Destination way. Like, or, you know, just, have a heart attack on one and then, like, whatever. Like, so, I mean, if we gotta go to an amusement park and then I'm gonna blow up on a roller coaster, as long as no one else is on it, fine. Or near the roller coaster. It's cool. Whatever. I was not expecting that. Bet you weren't expecting that either. Look. Some weird shit. From that letter, it seems like he might be thinking of causing an incident at an amusement park somewhere. It doesn't list a time or place, so we can't move out at this point. Do you two have any idea what he could be referring to in the letter? I read it over one more time, but nothing sprang to mind, although I do see in the guide our first choice in this chapter is the roller coaster, and that's amazing. Yes! Just kidding. Amusement park. Memories. Shiraishi pulled the letter closer and mumbled those words. Maybe Kurose had been watching me for a much longer time than I realized. Huh? Do you remember when we talked about the amusement park that one time? It was after we'd met and when the X-Day incident started happening. Amusement park. I mean, I remember in his route, he imagined being at an amusement park with us. That was while he was in prison, right? That was like his, but it wasn't real. It was his imagination. Right? Because wasn't it like in an epilogue thing or like an after scene? I was like, oh my god, he's out! And then it was like, no, it's just him imagining being at an amusement park with us. Because I remember the background scenery. Oh. When we went on our first date, Shiraishi walked me home. On the way, we talked about something like that when the topic of Christmas came up. Lunchboxes are childish, so we talked about how you probably liked amusement parks. And as I expected, you said you did like them. When I mentioned how there were Ferris wheels, you told me about this amusement park you knew that had a big, famous Ferris wheel. Yeah, and that's why he remembers it. Okay. I'm sorry. The Christmas party left a much stronger impression on me. Back then, Zero sent me a warning to get me to join them. Back then, I was being crushed beneath the weight of my worries, and Shiraishi suggested that we hold a party. Back then, we talked about many things, including Christmas. I did remember that Shiraishi expressed interest in the Ferris wheel, though. You were happily describing the Ferris wheel at the amusement park, and that's why— Oh, look, he's sitting and blushing. He's got a little blush on. That's because he's remembering, like, I imagined us being there together, holding hands, and me telling you I loved you. Minagishi's like, what? So I went to a bookstore after we parted ways and bought a magazine to read up on it. Huh? You were that interested? I thought you'd smile for me again if I took you there. Minagishi's like, I thought you guys were just friends. What the fuck is happening? Because, like, Shiraishi the whole time, we're just friends. We're not in a relationship. And now Minagishi's like, you... Is there a You know there's cameras in here, right? Yeah. I'm gonna watch that later. We didn't do anything, Minagishi. I mean, you should. I'm just saying Minagishi would absolutely fucking watch that tape. He fucking absolutely would. I love him. Don't get me wrong. And he's a little sadistic. But I wouldn't doubt he'd 100% watch a secret sex tape that we had. I mean, it's not really secret if we're in a jail cell. But I'm just saying. Minagishi would be like, I need to commandeer that tape. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Minagishi. I love you, but you would. It's alright. In the end, it never happened. Oh, look at his sweet face. I see. And so because he'd been aware of that, he designated the amusement park. Minagishi is like, so we heard that conversation. It's like, do you not just realize the implication? Okay. He'll kill me after I make some happy memories. At least that's what he's planning. Considering Kurose's modus operandi, that wasn't an unusual conclusion. Now we know Kurose's motives, but we don't know which amusement park it would be. He's probably worried about investigators being placed on site. There's a limit to how much Kurose can deceive the police. Considering the way he placed the armband on Hoshino in his, circuitous? Circuitous? How do you pronounce that? Wow, I don't even know. My brain can't process that right now. Anyway, methods. I know he's like, he's circumventing things. He's going around like circuit. Circuitous. Circuitous? That doesn't sound like a word. Anyway. In addition to the way he involves the general public, Kurose must be operating as a lone wolf. There are just some words that you're like, has anyone in the world ever used that? Look. Right. The situation last night could have been orchestrated, created. Pick one. Pick one. I know that you were like, orchestrated. We should probably just use created. Or created. Oh, no, we should use orchestrated because it sounds better. But then you just left the other one in. Anyway. The situation last night could have been orchestrated by Kurose so he could put the armband on me. I mean, it was. We know that. The bloody alleyway with no victims around. The bloodstains found at the crime scene were animal blood. He'd said that he took a girl hostage, so we'd started looking for women in the area. Then the girl we met confessed that a man gave her money to say that. Considering that there was nothing suspicious about the woman's background, it was declared that Kurose took advantage of her. Here's $100. Tell him that I took a kid. Okay. By the way, so some guy paid me $100 to tell you that he took a kid, but he went that way, and this is what he looked like. What are you gonna do? Come after me? You don't know that I told them. Just don't tell anybody. Just don't admit that I told you the truth, because then he'll come after me. I'm keeping my $100 though. Anyway. And there are multiple amusement parks in Tokyo, so we can't evacuate all of them. We have to go to all the possible ones, but there should be a hint. Oh, could it be... What about that amusement park we talked about? Exactly. Considering Kurose's activities, I think there's a high probability that's the place. Well, yeah, especially because if you overheard that conversation. I know, I get it, thing! I've already placed personnel at various Tokyo parks as a precaution, but I'll update the placements. It's just low battery, not very low battery. We're fine. Minagishi took out his cell phone after getting that information from Shiraishi. Kurose will be making his move at the amusement park. While it'd be easy for him to bleed into the crowd, there was a risk of getting surrounded. Maybe he had no other choices left. I never think that this is how we'd end up going to the amusement park. Oh. Kurose's purpose was to make Shiraishi feel pain. This was Shiraishi's first time at the amusement park. This was too cruel. I know, and then you can imagine like the trauma, and then you'd be like, I never want to go to another amusement park because I'm traumatized by them. Well, that sucks. Kurose sure is cruel. Yeah, he's got some nerve. And then again, the way he's taking advantage of the target's weaknesses is pretty skillful. But if that's his intention, I've got another trick up my sleeve. Huh? I thought he'd be feeling down, but apparently I was wrong. Oh, he's pissed. You don't threaten his girlfriend. Are you mad? I've been mad ever since I heard that he made contact with you. You haven't noticed. His face was smiling, but I thought I saw burning magma behind him. He seems to want to push me into the depths of despair, but it won't be that easy. Do you have a plan? The best plan to take against someone like Kurose is... Whisper, 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 whisper. Whoa, I got my music park! Look, and he got to wear normal clothes. Oh, it's our precious baby, all normsies again. Oh. Now let's have some fun. We arrived at the amusement park in question with Shiraishi in high spirits. Hey, wait! That's the thing, a normal person. You ruined amusement parks for me, I can't ever go. Shiraishi, fuck you, I'm going to enjoy amusement parks every fucking week now. You goddamn son of a bitch. Don't fuck with Shiraishi, I guess. I frantically chased after him and grabbed his arm. This is so great, we get to actually kind of go on a date with him even though it's in the middle of his route and he's technically still in prison. I love it. I like how they manufactured this. They were like, well, in order to, okay. You said that enjoying the park without caring about your surroundings is the best way to taunt Kurose. But this situation is difficult. Because the letter arrived after the park opening, the park was already full of people. We couldn't send the populace into a panic with unconfirmed information, so we simply kept things on high alert. The Field Ops and Public Safety Division placed many personnel everywhere on the lookout. No one resembling Kurose had been found, and you gotta have tons of people there having funsies. Unfortunately, it's like you can't have like Yanagi and Enomoto and Okazaki there because like, although you could. You absolutely could have them there like they're enjoying time looking for him because it might like, Kurose would have to expect that, but at the same time, he went after you when Okazaki wasn't there because Okazaki would give him trouble. So I feel like even though he's so fucking cocky, if he was like walking around and then he saw Okazaki, he'd be like, fuck! Like, there'd be a little panic inside of him, like, damn it! They were currently negotiating with the park administrators to close the park, but it wasn't going to be an easy task. He picked this time on purpose. He must be watching us from somewhere. Given what we've seen from him, when Kurose is faced with an unexpected situation, he'll get restless and show himself. This time, we have to taunt him in order to lure him out. And that's what we're doing here anyway. That's true, but... everyone seems to be having fun, so you shouldn't look like that. Shiraishi, you really seem to be enjoying this. And that's because I am. I wouldn't be able to go to the amusement park with you if this didn't happen. He looked up at the Ferris wheel off in the distance and squinted. Even if this won't last long, I like for it to be a fun dream. Stop hurting me like this. He's gonna say shit like this is literally gonna make me cry. That hit me in the feels for some reason. And then just the soft look on his face, and it's just... I'm not crying, but I swear to God I want to. God damn it, what is wrong with me? Jesus. Those words tugged at my heart. They stabbed me in mine, Jesus. This won't be the last time. Yeah, and this isn't a proper date anyway. A date? Isn't that what people normally come here for? And that's what Enomoto's book said. Right. When he called it a date, I got nervous. Sweetie, you're in love with him, it's okay. So what do we ride first? Any recommendations? Recommendations? There are many attractions here. I picked the roller coaster. The coffee cup! Why do we have to say the roller coaster? I like how they call them the coffee cups. They're the fucking teacups. Bitch, I love roller coasters, okay? I love roller coasters. I've always been a roller coaster stan ever since I was little. We used to go on family vacations every fucking summer. Okay, and we would go to amusement parks. That's what we did. My parents took, we went to fucking not all of them, but like, we would drive, we'd drive from Florida, drive to New York to see family, and on the way back home, we'd stop, and sometimes we go, okay, we're coming down to Ohio. We went to all the fucking Kings Island parks, all the fucking Paramount. We went to fucking, like, so many of them. And sometimes multiple ones. Now, okay, we went to this theme park, went to a theme park. No, we'd go to this theme park. We might go to another one. I mean... we fucking went to theme parks. We are theme park fucking people. Roller coasters. Okay? my God, I'm now just like happy and sad at the same time, just remembering my dad would scream my mom's name as the roller coaster was going, ah, it was so great. Like, and I cannot even tell you though, I love roller coasters, but right now, if you are like, you can only go on one ride, the roller coaster, bitch, out of the way, we're going on the teacups. You'd think I'd hate the teacups. I passed out on them the first time I ever rode them when I was like 5 at Disney. And I remember that. Like, we were on them and we were spinning, and then I just remember nothing. Passed the fuck out on the teacups, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't know. I guess being 5 and the trauma of like, passed out on a ride, I love them to death. And me and my sister will get in there, and everybody, you know, sits in the teacups and they chill out, and they're like, oh, going around. No. Oh, hell no. We grab that wheel and we are like leaning. Though we got that teacup spinning so fucking fast. That is the goal. Oh my God. I would give anything to fucking look, I just want to be a billionaire and have like some crazy fucking like mansion fucking house. And I'm just be like, bitch, we need a teacup room. Somebody will have to come and maintain it. But I'm going to have, you want to go on the teacups? The what? No, I got to roll it. We got fucking teacups in the goddamn, that's a teacup room. It's not a parlor or whatever. It's a teacup room. You just get in there, get on the ride, let's go. Like, every day, there is nothing that will make you laugh fucking more than riding on the motherfucking teacups when you were spinning those bitches so fucking hard. Ferris wheels, though, are nightmares. No, fuck that shit. They go extremely high, and you're sitting there in a bucket of death. I don't like Ferris wheels. But we're supposed to say the roller coaster, but that was my 20-minute story about why. I think it's funny that they're called the coffee cups, though. They're fucking teacups. Maybe they couldn't call them teacups. But they're called teacup rides at every park that you go to. Disney doesn't fucking own teacups. But, oh my God. Oh, all right. I love roller coasters. Actually, now I'm fucking old and roller coasters give me a headache. It sucks. But I will like leave a park and be like, why do I do this? Because I love theme park. What about the roller coaster? It's not that scary, so it's a good one for first-timers. You mean that one everyone is screaming on? Sure, let's go. Unfazed, Shiraishi strolled toward the roller coaster. I may be able to see a different side of Shiraishi today. We're supposed to make a save here, but I'm going to wait until we're done with this part. And worst case scenario, if we get to our choice, before that, I'll just save it that first choice. So that's what I hoped as I followed him. It'd be easier if we saved it that first choice, but I might forget, so. Aw, it's over already. And the roller coaster was over so fast. Right. Shiraishi had his usual poker face on. I thought I'd seen a different side of him. Yet he looked the same as usual. No, he looks happy as shit. Was it really the first time you've ever been on a roller coaster? Yeah, it was. But it was really fun to see everyone screaming out like that. I was subjected to higher G-forces in training where I almost got crushed, so this was kind of not quite exciting enough for me. Crushed? No wonder he looked the same. He was on a different level than the rest of us. No matter where we go in the park, it's quite entertaining. After we tried a few more attractions, it seemed like Shiraishi was really enjoying the park. Even standing in line is fun when I'm with you. Oh, what should we go on next? Every time he found an interesting attraction, Shiraishi's eyes lit up. I've never seen Shiraishi having so much fun. I think Shiraishi would actually have fun on the fucking teacups. Or the fucking giant pirate boat! That actually says Pirates of the Caribbean, doesn't it? No, wait, what does it say? It says Pirates of... Does that say Pirates of Taiwan? What does it say back there? Hawaiian? That looks like an age. Pirates of... What is the age? I think it says Pirates of Hawaiian. Would you spell Hawaii with 2 I's if you spelled it as Hawaiian? Hawaii. Because that's one, but then it looks like Hawaiian. It's a lot of fucking A's. Hawaiian. Ugh, there's a lot of A's in that. But seriously, that's what it looks like. I don't... What? Sorry. That distracted me. Those pirate boats are really cool, especially if you get the ones... Because, like, sometimes they just go up, but there are ones that actually, like, do flip. And then they stop at the top for a couple seconds. You're like, oh my God! And then they spin around again. You got to get the ones that flip. Maybe they stopped making them do that, but they used to do it. Because I remember being like, no, I won't go on that. It was terrifying. But now, man, fuck yeah, I'd go on that. Terrifying, but I'd go. Be like, my wallet's gonna fall out! The roller coasters that, like, you dangle from and you're like, I'm gonna lose my shoes! I am always afraid on those ones where you sit and then your legs are dangling freely, you know? Like you're under the roller coaster. You know the ones I'm talking about? Like you're hanging from it. I'm always terrified that my feet are gonna smack into the I don't have long legs. I really don't. I'm like average. But I always, like, when you're coming and you're like going and it's like the things are coming underneath you, I'm always like, ah, like pull up my leg. Like I'm afraid that my legs are gonna get smacked into the things. They make it long enough, like clear it, but I'm still always afraid. I guess I have no depth perception. I don't know. When you're on a roller coaster, it's just whatever. We didn't know when Kurose would make his next move, so we needed to watch our surrounding. I'm sorry, this just brings up so many fucking, like, weird things. But seeing him so happy made me start to enjoy my time there, too. Let's go get ice cream! It's right behind us! I want to go on a date with Shiraishi to the amusement park. This is an announcement. We have a lost child. Kurumi Amamiya's father. Kurumi Amamiya. Yeah, Amamiya. Please come to the Lost Children's Center. Kurumi Amamiya's father. Oh, a lost kid. It must be tough getting lost in a place like this with so many people. Shiraishi, you should be careful too. But I'm an adult. I won't get lost. You don't know that. I'd lost sight of you many times. Sometimes glittering drinks or cat suits were the culprit. You stopped dead in your tracks whenever you saw something that fit your fancy. Luckily he was tall, so he was easy to spot. We should hold hands. Why are we not holding hands? We're on a date, right? And then let's hold hands. I can't believe we have not been holding hands till this point. Oh my god. Huh? Girl, do it! You probably don't want to hear an announcement about me being lost, too. It's not that. I giggled a little, imagining Shiraishi sitting in the corner of the Lost Child Center. We'd be the one! Can you call him? He's gonna look at my bracelet or I'm gonna explode! Like, literally. I mean... Hey, why are you laughing? I didn't say anything funny. Sorry. I guess it would be bad for you to get lost. I know, right? So this is a necessary precaution. Yeah. I nodded and cautiously held out my hand. I'm glad that she's not hesitating. She's like, wait, what? And then she's like, yeah, let's hold hands. Instead of being like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. She's a little more... She's less naive and like, oh no, I'm about everything in this route, I feel like. I don't know. Or I'm just so in love with Shiraishi that I'm just ignoring it. I thought he would quickly grab it, but Shiraishi intertwined our fingers. Oh. It was just like that day when we first held hands. Holding it this way is more secure. Yeah. We're only doing this because we need to. Nuh-uh. It's because he loves you too, goddammit. Look at the way he's looking at us! For fuck's sake. We just stare into those fucking lime eyes for... I mean, his eyes are like lime green. I figured he was only saying that because other people might be watching. But I felt his true emotions through his hand. Ah, okay. I was like, we're only doing this out of necessity. And we're like, yeah. What? Okay. Right. I forget. He's still pretending. Yeah, and Minagishi's like, yeah, like, I don't fucking know you aren't really doing it. Come on. This is the only time we can hold hands like this. Well, you know, without alerting people that you're dating. Before I knew it, the sun was already setting. Let's go on the Ferris wheel now. Yeah. The day we spent as real lovers was coming to an end. I felt fine when we couldn't meet. But right now I was afraid to let go. We got on the Ferris wheel and sat next to each other. There we go. Slowly, we got higher and higher off the ground. I know! You gotta hold on 15 minutes. Kurose isn't making a move. His goal is for us to make memories here. I'm sure he's letting us go through the motions up to a certain point. But he must be watching us from somewhere even now. I moved my head closer to the window and looked around for anyone watching us. But he could have hired someone to watch us, or he could be in disguise. With that in mind, now everyone seemed suspicious. Considering Kurose's circumstances, there's no mistake he's here somewhere in Tokyo. But there are no eyewitness accounts. And that means he's good at hiding. He wouldn't expose himself here. We can't stop and frisk every single person. I moved away from the window and sighed. I mean, no, but you can watch everyone as they enter or leave. You know what I mean? If Kurose's somewhere in the park, then this was our chance to arrest him.
And this is just a hunch. But I'm guessing he's probably long gone from here.
Huh? Then there were signs that he was here?
Yeah, but they were just some feints to trick the police. I'm sure Kurose's at a different location.
Shiraishi, you have an idea about where he is?
I've analyzed his actions and thinking for a while, but I'm not 100% certain. Things would have been simpler if Kurose was a typical Adonis agent.
Oh, okay. We got a lot of clues, and we're supposed to get all the clues wrong to get the bad ending. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, wait a minute. I see what we're gonna have. Okay, anyway.
And just as you said, it feels like he has a human heart, and that's why he's complex and hard to figure out. I thought I was the exception, but you never know, huh?
With that, Shiraishi looked out at the scenery.
Overwriting my memories is like a ritual that Kurose is performing to fulfill his purpose.
You knew all that and purposely took Kurose's bait?
You're half right. And the other half is, I wanted to make memories with you.
The setting sun shined through as he gently smiled at me.
And this is all like a dream. I can't believe it's real.
Me too, but it's not a dream.
Yeah, and there's a desire I wish to have granted. Will you hear me out?
Yes? What is it?
We're almost at the top, right? So, he's blushing again.
Shiraishi hesitantly spoke as he gripped my hand. Oh my god, please tell me you want to kiss me at the top of the fucking Ferris wheel. I'm so down for that. I'm gonna die. Why does this route hit me this hard? It's because I love him so much, and I don't know.
And there's this rumor that says lovers that kiss at the top will never part for eternity.
Yes?
Those rumors are unscientific, and doing it doesn't guarantee anything. I know all that, but...
Oh. Shiraishi looked down meekly, so I smiled at him. Oh, for fuck's sake, I love him so much. Fucking little robot. That's why I love him. He's the robot character. Even if it doesn't guarantee anything, it still satisfies your heart.
Huh?
It tells your heart that things will be okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I breathed out slowly as I turned toward Shiraishi. There was a determined look in his eyes.
I'll now live as Kageyuki Shiraishi, not as number 14. But I can't simply erase the life I've lived as number 14.
Yes, number 14 is still a part of you, Shiraishi.
Yeah, I will do my best to atone for my crimes. And by doing so, I promise might not be kept. Just like how I want my own wish to be granted, and there are others who want me punished to protect their own peaceful lives.
My heart was overwhelmed and I didn't know what to say. Somewhere in my heart there was an inexplicable worry. But all I could do was wait. So instead of thinking about dark things, I simply decided to look for happy things. Even when it wasn't made out to me, receiving letters made me happy. If it said Black Cat in it, that would make me all the happier. Even when I wasn't able to see him, talking to someone about Shiraishi made me happy. Just being heard made me happy. All of it was insignificant, but that tiny happiness gave me strength. Tears came out instead of words. I didn't want Shiraishi to go away. I didn't even care if we couldn't see each other. I just hoped he would be alive somewhere. But he wished to atone for his crimes with his life. I knew his determination more than anyone.
If I was a proper human being, I wouldn't have made you sad like this.
You're the one that made me decide to wait for you, Shiraishi. If anything happened differently, I don't know if I'd feel this way.
Because you say those things to me, I won't have to give up. And there's no one that can replace you. I can feel that I've become someone special. I don't know the future. It might be pointless to wish for things in the future. But I can't help but do it. Even if it may crumble partway through. I only want an eternity with you.
That was his solemn, heartfelt wish. I'm gonna die. This Brad is gonna fucking kill me. Oh my god. No! The kiss we shared was filled with both sorrow and happiness. Please let it last. As if it was a dream about to end, this time we held together would too. It would simply turn into a memory. I don't want to lose Shiraishi. I don't either. It's going to make me cry. I can't handle it. In spring, flowers. Summer at the beach. In autumn, we'll see the red maple leaves. In winter, we'll sit together under a kotatsu. For Christmas, this time we'll exchange presents. There's so many more things that I can't do right now. But one day, there were so many wishes that I entrusted to the future. I don't want things to only last up to here. I don't want to give up. Why does his route do this to Jesus? The Ferris wheel slowly descended. We still stared at each other up close, and neither of us dared to break our gaze.
Even if I can't see the future, I thought that all I'd need was this memory. But I don't want it to be just a memory.
I feel exactly the same way.
I know in my mind that keeping this as a memory is better for both of us. I know that, but I can't let you go. I've grown weaker.
That's not true! When you tried to release me from Zero, and even now, you're fighting for me while sacrificing yourself. Spacey, no matter what anyone says, you are strong.
Okay. You don't have to say it so convincingly.
Shiraishi, you should be more confident in yourself.
Confidence? I think it's difficult for me to find my own worth. And I don't want to betray your trust.
They're gonna put him back in fucking prison at the end of this, aren't they? And it's gonna be like, we'll still wait for you! And for fuck's sake, if you have a second fan disc, that motherfucker better get out of goddamn... I don't care if it's like 5 years later. That's fine. Do a 5 year later. I don't know. Just don't keep doing this to me. Don't. You just handed him to me and now you're gonna rip him away? Why? I don't like this. Upon getting off the Ferris wheel, Shiraishi looked at his watch.
Oh, we spent 6 hours here. It should be about time he did something.
Did you hear that in the background? Public announcement of a lost child. Quat Tor? Quat Tor. Quat Tor. Quat Tor? Am I saying that right? Quat Tor? Quator? Quator? Your elder brother is at the Lost Child Center. Another lost child. No, that's definitely not. There were much fewer people here now, but apparently kids could still get lost. The child that just got announced had a pretty unique name. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm sure I'm not.
I see. So that's what he's doing.
Huh? Was there something odd about that broadcast?
Oh, right. I guess you wouldn't notice it.
Is it supposed to be like Quator? 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 I don't know what it is anyway. Quatorze? Quator... Okay.
Is the number 14 in French?
Then Kurose's trying to do something?
Older brother, huh? And considering the number, then the older one is...
Shiraishi started walking but stopped. His eyes opened wide. Shiraishi?
Those eyes...
Eyes?
I felt the same glare I felt during training.
You mean at the training facility? If that's true, then...
Now's not the time for that. We have to hurry.
Shiraishi ran toward the Lost Child Center, and I did my best to keep up. He previously said that the agents didn't recognize each other as individuals. I wonder if he remembered something. You know what's funny, though? After seeing him, we don't remember that we met him. Again, it's been a year and a half, but we don't remember, like, wait a minute, I feel like that guy looked familiar. And Shiraishi didn't remember him. Like, wasn't it that fucking dude? Granted, we only met him for a few hours. But I can't believe it wasn't like, I feel like I've seen him before. I didn't know what kind of expression Shiraishi was making as he ran ahead. Ooh! We can probably get through his personal, his side anyway.
Upon arriving at the Lost Child Center, we asked about the broadcast.
Oh, we were asked to do that as a special surprise. They wanted us to give you this.
It was a white envelope with Adonis's seal. We carefully opened it and found a few pieces of paper. The first one said,
"Come to this place. Also,
The only ones that may enter are Kageyuki Shiraishi and Spacey Hoshino. If a third party gets involved, the bomb planted somewhere in the park will explode. If you try to stall, the same thing will happen. So keep that in mind.
Bomb! We have to evacuate everyone! The everyone. Not just everyone, the everyone.
Well, he didn't forbid police intervention in the letter. Let's tell HQ about this immediately.
Yes. Oh, that was right. Right. I forgot we weren't me for a second. I was like, I stood next to myself.
I stood next to Spacey as she contacted HQ on her cell phone. I looked down at the letter again. The first sheet seemed to have some kind of puzzle using a diagram. I guess this is a challenge to me.
I get it. Like, there's 4 different answers, but and then I see like a thing and I'm like, I get what it's, okay. Yeah, and I see, because I see what the answers are, and I can see what it's, like, you're supposed to pick letter, and then it spells out something, and I see, because well, after we get through it, I'll be like, you'll see what I'm talking about, but.
I must solve this riddle to avoid the worst case scenario.
Do we have to solve it as Shiraishi? Save. Oh, yes! Awesome! The game is like, bitch, you want to save this? You're like, yeah, because otherwise it's like, because you're going to die.
Oh. So we put in steps. It seems like you can't solve it with just this. Apart from this one, there are 4 other sheets with riddles on them. I probably have to put down the keyword to solve this entire thing.
I was looking at that like, how the fuck 1 to 1, 2? Am I supposed to get... Am I supposed to fucking figure that out? Looking at what the answer is, I'm like, no, I figured it out with this first letter, right? The first one, I was like, I knew what the answer was, so I went back and like fucking backwards fucking figured it out. But this one, I'm like, there's no way we're doing that with this clues. Anyway.
I probably have to put down the keyword to solve the entire thing.
So this is the first question. I'm dead, but what church said I was... Oh! Oh my god, it's backwards. You can see it right there.
There was no time to waste. Let's solve this and get to him.
I'm dead, but the church said I was a good man. And the answer is saint, but like, it says saint backwards right there. So, okay. Answer, okay. Because, I mean, that clue on its own would be, like, you could figure that out with that. You know what I mean? Why can't I go? I'm trying to go over. There we go. I was trying to get to confirm.
The answer is saint. I write in the answer and then look over at the next riddle.
We're going way over time. Because I should have stopped before the puzzle. I didn't think we were going to get the puzzle this fast. I also didn't think we were going to be in Shiraishi. Like, perspective, and you can't get out of this. This coaster twists and turns. Boeing minus bog. Oh, I like that. I mean, I can see the answer. I know what the answer is, but like this one, Boeing minus bog would be W-I-N, right? Undoing minus uno is ding, winding. So that's so cool. I actually like the way these puzzles are because even without the guide, I could figure them out probably. Whoops. No. Oh my god. The only thing I don't like is like, there we go. I can't figure it. It doesn't like, I know. Whoops. It's like hard to get it to like, it doesn't go over, you know what I mean? Like, it's like hard to like, I'm just trying to go down and it's like, it only goes up and down and it's like, ugh! Winding, yes.
The answer is winding. I write in the answer and then look over at the next riddle.
Okay. I'm not looking at the thing. Heard in springtime. Between as a top T, left of V. Between as. Okay, hold on. Heard in springtime. Between A-S. A top T. What's a top T? I. Well, where's as? There's an A in the top corner, an A in the bottom corner, but then there's an S, but there's nothing between those except for uab. That can't be right. Between A. Huh. Okay, that one I know. A top V. Top T's. Oh, between the A's. Yeah, but between the A's is E, H, and V, right? Huh. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I didn't even... Okay. I said the UAB and I didn't even realize there was a fucking A there. Okay. Between the A's is B. A top T. But there's two T's, so there's an O and an I, left of V. G. Oh. Ah, okay. And I looked at the answer. So, yeah, so it's B. There's an I and an O and a G. Wait. Where does the N come from? Oh, actually... Oh, and an N. Oh my god, wait, that's so cool. I wish I could cross, because between the two A's is a B. To the left of V, there's a G, and an O, and an N. But atop the T, there's also an I and the O. Oh my god, that's a genius puzzle. That's actually genius. It takes a lot. But it's, and as heard in springtime. It's not boing. You hear when springs, that's the sound a spring makes. Because I was like, I'm like, okay, but... I'm like, boing? Boing! That's like a spring note. Oh my god. I can't with the fucking the way the controls are working. It's gonna take you forever to do this. So anyway. The answer is boing. Boing! I read in the answer and then look over the next riddle. Okay. I can see right through you. What the fuck is that Huh. W-Y-Q-E W-B-X-E. Okay. I can see right through... I mean, I know what the answer is, but I'm just trying to figure out the puzzle. W-X-Y. Wait. Oh! The W and the E. Okay. It's X-ray. X comes before Y. R comes after Q. Q-R. A comes before B. X, Y. So the letters are only telling you... Well, they're northeast, southwest directionals, but... They would be where the letter is in the alphabet next to it. Ha ha! Okay. You know, having the answers actually helps you figure out what the fuck the puzzle is. I actually like the way they did these puzzles. They're kind of fun. And actually, for me, it's more fun to figure out... Like, I have the answers to be like, how the fuck do you get that? Oh! It's almost more fun to backwards figure it out. Know the answer and then figure out how you're supposed to figure it out. I don't know why, but anyway. The answer is X-ray. And that should be all the keywords. All that's left is to figure out the answer. 1 to 1 is 2. 2 to 3. 4. 3, 1. Hmm. 2, 4, 1. Well, see, I'm reading it as like a 1-to-1, but that's probably not right. 1 is 1 and 2. 2 is 3 and 4. 3 is 1 and 2. 4 is 1. That's what it is. The semicolon thing, that does, I mean, the colon things, they're not helping me because I'm thinking it's a 1-to-1, 2-to-3, like a ratio. Then I'm like, that's not right, but I get what it's trying. I know it's supposed to be sandbox, so it's 1 is 1 and 2, SA. 2 is 3 and 4, which is ND. 3 is 1 and 2, which is BO, and then 4 is 1, which is X, sandbox. If he, you know what I mean? If they had done it a different way, I think it might have been a little bit, I would have been able to figure it out quicker, but it's just because for me at work, when you're having a one-on-one with your boss, it's written like 1-to-1, like that. Like, and it's so weird, so my brain is reading it not the way they mean it to be read. Whoops. No, god damn it. I really don't like the way this is because I'm trying to get over there, but it's like, ugh. Control's wonky, okay? The answer is sandbox. Sandbox?
Yeah, it's just as I thought. Kurose is waiting for me there.
There?
Morioka, what's your situation?
We need more time to evacuate the people and locate the bomb.
If I head to the place that Kurose indicated, he'll turn his killing intentions to me. I should be able to divert his attention there. It's not a bad place to sacrifice myself.
Shiraishi, I don't remember granting you permission to die on us. Just focus on capturing Kurose without any more casualties.
I know that, and that's why I offered my cooperation. I've been considering what I could do this whole time. Hurting others was easy, but it was quite difficult to save. I could have simply closed my eyes and ears to isolate myself. But
Shiraishi, let's go.
She still moved forward without flinching. Aren't you scared? Kurose might try to kill you.
Right. But I can't let you go alone just because I know I might be hurt.
What should I do? Her words hit my heart far more powerfully than any nebulous words like love.
Perfect! Is our person... Okay, now we're going to end. So, now that we've done this, we'll go and... Look, we're not in Chapter 4 yet. I'm not sure his might go a little bit longer than normal because I think we're at the point where, like, we should be finishing it in the next part, getting his good ending, and I don't think we will because we haven't even hit Chapter 4, and usually at this point we hit Chapter 4 and we've started, you know? So, but we did have the little epilogue after his bit of the prologue, so his might go a little bit over because of that, but whatever. It's because we're not used to having that extra 15 minutes of epilogue, so. Anyway, it's fine with me. I don't think this is any longer than the other ones. I don't think I've rambled any more than I do in everything else. I think it's just that epilogue, reading that 15 minutes kind of took up a little bit of his route where we might be a little bit further, but it's fine. We just get a little bit of extra Shiraishi time, which I am totally fine with, so. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.